Why didn't the United States annex the entirety of Mexico during the Mexican-American War from 1846 to 1848? The United States did not conquer and annex all of Mexico during the United Mexican-American War for several interrelated political, economic, social, and ideological reasons. Racial and cultural prejudice. Many American leaders and citizens of the time viewed Mexicans as racially and culturally inferior. There was concern that annexing all of Mexico with its large indigenous and mestizo population would dilute the Anglo-Saxon character of the United States and pose challenges to governance and integration. Southern leaders who supported the expansion of slavery worried that Mexico's population, largely opposed to slavery, would resist such policies. Slavery and political division. The issue of slavery in the United States was highly contentious. Adding all of Mexico would have exacerbated tensions between free and slave states, potentially destabilizing the Union. The annexation of a large, predominantly Catholic and non-slave-holding territory would have likely disrupted the delicate balance of power in Congress, favoring free states and intensifying sectional conflict. Logistical and administrative challenges. Mexico was vast and largely underdeveloped, with diverse remote regions difficult to govern effectively. Annexing and administering such a large territory would have strained U.S. resources. There were concerns about the financial cost of the reconstruction, governance, and deployment of infrastructure in Mexico. Local resistance. During the U.S. occupation of Mexican territory, there was significant guerrilla resistance and hostility from the Mexican population. This demonstrated that maintaining control over the entire country would likely require a prolonged military occupation, risking further conflict and expense. Annexing all of Mexico would have likely triggered enduring insurgencies and resentment, making long-term control untenable. War aims and pragmatism. The U.S. war effort was motivated primarily by the idea of manifest destiny, particularly the desire to annex sparsely populated northern territories, for example, California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas. Northern Mexico, the areas of the U.S. acquired through the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, was seen as more valuable for settlement and economic exploitation. Southern and central Mexico, with its established population and cultural identity, was not viewed as desirable for American expansion. International and diplomatic concerns. Conquering all of Mexico might have provoked European powers, particularly Britain and France, to intervene in the hemisphere, complicating U.S. foreign relations. The U.S. sought to maintain its image as a republic rather than an imperial power. Annexing the entirety of Mexico could have undermined its commitment to republican principles in the eyes of the world and domestically. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. This treaty, signed in 1848, reflected a compromise. The U.S. acquired nearly half of Mexico's territory, including Texas, California, and much of America's Southwest, but left Mexico as an independent nation. By accepting this agreement,